Hello everybody, welcome back into the Bear's Den for another weekly kind of look around at what I've got growing on upstairs here. And I gotta say, things are looking pretty decent this week. There's a few things that have sprouted up, a few things I'm still waiting on, and a few things in the mail. So, let's get started with that, I guess, because they're definitely the youngest as they haven't even arrived yet. So I'm going to beg your forgiveness here as I'm kind of looking down at the list because I've got quite a few things on the way. I ordered some peppers from White Hot Peppers. Yeah, and they should be here, I don't know, probably in a week or two. Shouldn't take too long. I'm pretty sure it's a North American to North American delivery, just West Coast or something like that. But from them, let's see, what have I got here? I've got some billy goat seeds on the way, 7 JPN. I saw that for the first time. I think it was Plant Person who has some of those growing, and I thought that's a really funky looking pepper. So when I saw it for sale at those wicked prices, like White Hot Peppers, I'm not sponsored, not endorsed, anything like that, but dude has some pretty awesome prices on his website there, and the shipping, even all the way up to Canada here, was a joke, you know. So yeah, worth checking out if you're a pepper person. Let's see what else. I got 3 other things coming from them. I've got some Naga Black, so that ought to be interesting because I've never grown any Naga peppers, but they look pretty gnarly. Got some 7-pot Brain Strain Yellow on the way, and I have some, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but Chocolate Butla. So yeah, that one was recommended by one of my viewers who I kind of think wants to see my face explode in fire, but that's cool. I'm looking forward to that myself. I want a really hot pepper that sets my taste buds back a century or so and just kind of makes them go, look, I don't want to do this anymore. Those are the peppers I'm looking for. So if you have any suggestions on peppers that will scare my taste buds back to a previous life, just pop them down in the comments below. Even better, if you happen to know of a good website that's got a decent price and a decent selection, definitely put it down below. If you put a link in there down below, it's going to end up in spam, but I will rescue it because I'm asking for it, right? I want all of your links to your favorite pepper seed sites. And yeah, you know, definitely let me know if there's any hots, super hots, stupid hots that you'd like to see me try and grow and probably taste in the long run, because I imagine that's kind of what it's all about. So yeah, that takes care of that. One of the guys in the Pepper Lovers forum did a shout out for the first 10 people that responded, basically. And he is going to be sending me some, what are these called? Space Chilies HJ4. So I'm going to have to do a little research. I don't know that much about those, but I did do one, I did watch, I should say, one review on space chilies, and they look really funky, so I jumped at the opportunity to get some seeds for that. And not pepper related, but definitely important considering the aphid wars and the number of flies in my house, I have ordered 2 different types of carnivorous plant seeds. I've got 200 African sundew, African sundew seeds coming from Tropica, something or other like that in Germany, so they're not going to get here till like the end of September, but boy am I looking forward to those. And I've got 500 Venus flytrap seeds coming, so that'll be really interesting. I'm really tired of the sticky tape flytraps around the house, and quite curious, you know, if I put a couple of Venus flytraps and some sundews and some other carnivorous plants around my peppers, will that help me get the upper hand in the aphid wars, right? So again, there's something you can throw your thoughts on in the comments below, and let's get looking at what's actively growing on. We'll just kind of work our way around to this, but starting off at the seedling tray. I got nothing sprouting up in that, and I didn't even label it, so I don't even know what I'm waiting for in there. I'm starting to think I forgot to put seeds in that. It's been like months and I got nothing. A previous planting of sweet heats, nothing. So I'm very, very glad to have those seeds from yesterday, and looking forward to trying out and planting those. Scotch Bonnet, not necessarily MOA. These were from oh, where were they from? These are from West Coast Seeds, down in the greater Vancouver, BC area there. And I have a bunch of them that sprouted up, so I kind of plunked one back in here to put it on the heat tray. Hopefully it'll develop a nice root system in there and, you know, get to be a big, strong plant. Over here, we have the mango seed. Now, granted, I've never grown one of these before, but this is not looking good to me. I think I'm going to leave the cover off for a couple of days and maybe just let it dry out a little bit. There's another one, suggestions on mango growing. down in the comments below, please? Because this would be cool. I'd really like to add a mango tree to my lemon tree and avocado tree and, you know, all these various things that I've got growing on. Not pepper things that I've got growing on. So, yes. I'm not giving up on it yet, but I am worried. So from seed starting, we move over to messy old Workstation. Still waiting on some more signs of life from this snake plant here, but like I say, when I transplanted it into there were signs of roots, so I'm just kind of hoping. Look at the avocado. This thing has gone nuts since we put it up here. I thought maybe it would be stressed because it was sitting in the windowsill getting natural sunlight before, but nope, it's exploded. Here we have our little lemon tree. I keep turning this every few days so that it's, you know, facing away from the light and it turns itself back over. My thinking is this will help make a stronger plant because it has to keep turning and turning and turning and developing that stem to do that. Here we have a little red currant cutting. This thing is doing really well. Actually, let me hold it up so we can get a side view of it. But you know, here's where it was when it came in. It was about here, and all of this is new growth. So again, much like the lemon tree, I'm just kind of facing it away from the light, making it face itself back to the light, and I don't know. Is that torture? Am I being rude to my plants? Here we have the Boralis Haskap cutting that I planted and brought in. Clearly not doing very well, so I don't think this one's going to make it. But that's life in the garden, isn't it? Now here we've got one of my experiments, because I've got 3 of these Nepalese bell planted for inside already. So I topped this puppy, and I've already taken off the 2 top large leaves, and as you can see, it's responding pretty well. Again, like everything else, I keep turning it away from the light so it can turn back, but you know, that's just how I do things. Let's take a look at this purple freak. You know, good formation. It looks like a good strong plant, fairly close with its nodes, even though it's growing under the white light. Seems to be doing alright. This guy's kind of funny. We kind of call this guy the seismograph, because every time a train goes by, a car goes by, anything, it just kind of wiggles and jiggles and does its thing. So that's got to make for a strong stem in the long run, right? Because you're supposed to put fans on these things to make them sturdier. So next we've got one of the orange habaneros. Again, I brought this in from the aeroponics. It's out of the 2 that I brought in last from the aeroponics, this one is looking best. The other one is under the purple lights, and frankly, not looking this good. And then here in the coffee can, we have another purple freak. Wasn't doing well with these small containers, so what I did was I punched a couple of holes through the bottom and planted this freak in here, and I'm hoping to kind of go semi-cracky with it. I've got my water in the Folgers can there. For now, while it's developing roots, I just kind of tuck it in there every few days so it gets enough moisture to fill up the soil, and then I pull it back up so it's not sitting in the water because I don't want the roots to rot, right? And I'm hoping eventually those roots will grow out, make it down to the water line on their own, and then in theory I've got kind of a cracky thing going on here. I've been looking into hydroponic solutions, and I found something called, was it General Organics? From Basic General Hydroponics Company. It's not the master blend that everybody in the States seems to be using, but I kind of really like the look of some of their products. So when I get a little more financially stable, I think I'll be looking into trying that just to see. The bottles are small, but apparently they make for a whole lot of mixes before you run out of them. So maybe, just maybe, this winter I'll be able to grow some pretty exceptional plants. Down here, one shelf down from the lights, we've got that umbrella plant or umbrella tree or whatever it is. It seems to be doing alright, got some nice dark green leaves. There's this one little spot there, but that's been there since the plant came to live with us, so I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe I should clip it. Some advice there would be great. There's a million things for you guys to comment on today, huh? And then on top of that same shelf, we've got the little flaming caddy cutting. I'm pretty sure that's new growth in the middle. So I'm hoping this has rooted. Apparently this one's supposed to be really easy to root. When it came to live with us, the original cutting was just like wrapped in a paper towel. So here's one of the purple freaks. This one is also starting to produce some buds. Let's see if I can get it stable so we can get a nice look in there. Focus. So that's kind of exciting. I don't know. I should probably nip them off, but I'm one of those just let's see what happens kind of guys, right? And behind that here we've got the Hungarian yellow wax seedlings. I need to separate these guys into their own containers. They're doing fairly well, but they're looking a little light in the leaves. So I'm thinking maybe I'll mix up some Epsom salts in water and give them a watering with that, see if that helps. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I'll have to find some deficiency charts, see what's going on there. Behind that, though, is one of my little Scotch Bonnet seedlings. Huzzah! Got one more of those kicking around. Actually, I've got a few more of those kicking around, but we'll get to those in a second. Over here, it's the one black lace elderberry cutting that has survived. Is not just surviving, it is thriving. This thing is going nuts, and I am thrilled. Again, like all the trees and bushes, I keep turning this away from the light. It keeps turning itself back, so I take that as a sign of good, positive, healthy plant growth. In the back here, I got my little asparagus, got a little bit of green on there, a little bit of green over here. Can't wait to make some proper raised beds outside, because I've seen lots of asparagus in town that's just fabulous. So I want to have fabulous asparagus too. And then here we have one of the peppers. Now which pepper is this? It's the Caramel Moruga Scorpion. This is showing the same kind of issue as most of my plants are dealing with right now. And these leaves are just ridiculously crinkly and they don't look healthy. I'm thinking they're trying to grow too fast, and that's undoubtedly my fault because I've been watering this with some Miracle Girl and I put a little blood meal into the soil here because that's supposed to be a more natural thing, and maybe the combo is just too much. Is it possible to give plants too much nitrogen? Oh, and a follow-up question, is that where my aphids are coming from? Because the aphids, yes, I can't seem to get rid of the aphids. So maybe they're not the problem. Maybe they're a result of a problem. Here's a look at the bigger kids that have gotten a chance to get into real containers instead of solo cups. Here's the orange habanero. This was the first one rescued from the aeroponic garden. And I have to say, this is the perfect example of what's going on with the leaves. These initial leaves, you know, they're a little crinkly, but mostly they're big, broad, nice, dark colored leaves. But then we get farther up the plant and they start to curl under, and they're tucking up and they're crumpling themselves. So, I mean, there's no way that that's a perfectly healthy plant, right? So, I don't know what's going on there, but I think I need to deal with it. Behind that, we've got a red Moruga Scorpion again. We've got the same kind of general issue going on with the leaves. Then over beside that in the green pot there, we have a Brazilian Ghost. Same deal, nice big broad leaves on the bottom, looking like they were healthy growth. Crumpled up leaves on the top, looking like they're having issues. And in front of that, we have Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea Red, just kind of wiggling away in the fan. Again, the bottom leaves look fantastic. The top leaves are looking all crinkly, so yeah, I would love some feedback. If anybody knows what I've done to my pepper plants, please help me out here. And if you happen to know how to fix what I've done to my pepper plants, that would be fantastic, because I want these guys big and healthy, and I want to have a beautiful indoor bear's den kind of garden, right? So, yeah. Help. Turn off the light in the nursery box here and we can take a better look in there. Amazing the difference that makes. In the back here, it's another one of those little Scotch bonnets just popping up. But mostly the things under this, I'm going to call it a more purple light. This is the Mr. 16 6 water that I picked up first for all my LED tests. But things seem to do really well here. This thing just arrived today. This is the rest of my Scotch bonnets that I planted in that Jello. Yeah, it's a Jello mold container. And I had given up on them, but I put it back on the seed warmer just to see what happened. And that's what happened. A bunch of them in a little cluster there just shot up. So I'm going to let them fluff up a little bit, fight for life in the container, and I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll just let the strongest one survive in there, or maybe I'll try and transplant them all. Because I've already got 2 others out and 1 more on the seed tray, so I mean, how many Scotch bonnets do I need for an indoor garden? If this was spring, maybe I'd let them all live, you know, but it's not. It's August. We're heading into fall. It's coming fast. Anyway, I need to turn that light back on. Which brings us to the main pepper shelf of the indoor garden here. Some of these things are looking absolutely fabulous. Let's pull a few of them out for a closer look, because I don't want to waste your time looking at all of these guys, but start with the Nepalese bell in the back. This is part of why I had no concerns experimenting with that other one. Nice and tall this is. Nice broad leaves, looks good and healthy. Feels a little light. I guess I need to water this guy. Ooh, somebody's been in there. But you know, it's looking like a good healthy start. So that's kind of exciting. See if we can find another interesting pepper to look at. Oh, here we go. Here is one of the purple freaks. Now, this has got some issues, right? Again, we've got the bottom leaves, nice and broad, kind of flat, very healthy looking-ish. And then we look in the middle here, and I've got crinkled up leaves around tons of little bud starts. Now, I could clip the top off of this puppy, but it doesn't really have a lot of room to grow underneath the top there, right? So I'm just going to let it go and see what it does. I'm sure this plant is far too small to be supporting these peppers, but it is what it is, you know. I want to see what kind of peppers these turn up to be, and I'm hoping they're not just the same genetics as the St. Thomas Bane, because I'd like some variation in these freaks. I've said that before. I say it again. I want some variation in these freaks. That's what makes them freaks. Here's a look at that other orange hab that I rescued out of the aeroponics. Now, the aeroponic garden is an interesting thing and great for cloning a lot of things, but where I've got it right now, I don't think it's getting enough light. So I ended up with some strange issues going on, but I'm hoping now that it's inside, these two orange habs will start to look more like the one in the larger pot there, and spread out, bush out, look all healthy and stuff. Love me some habaneros. Speaking of which, hey Rev, check this out, chocolate hab. Looking pretty nice. We've got kind of the same issue going on here with the crinkly leaves, and I'm actually finding a lot of these are kind of going under the previous leaf. I don't know if that's because of the curl or what, but having to come in here and like pull them up, and it's like playing Jenga with pepper leaves. This is exciting though. Watched Rev's review on his chocolate hab pods the other day. You should go check that out if you're interested, but looks like a pretty cool little pepper. Grow, pepper, grow. Here's a nice looking red Moruga scorpion. Good broad leaf spread there. Nice close nodes. Not seeing any buds forming on it yet, so I don't have to worry about that yet. Looking nice and healthy though. Pretty excited about that one. Pretty excited about this one too. Trinidad Scorpion Red. Looking nice, broad, healthy. If I had a few more of those slightly larger pots, I'd probably put this one into one. As I find them around the yard from the move and stuff, I'm kind of slowly getting them all into here. Cleaning them out because I don't want to bring in any pests, right? But bit by bit we're getting there. And I've seen a few people on the pepper lovers community there that they're getting fruit even while they're in these solo cups, so I might just have no choice but to go there. Look at that though, eh? Trinidad Scorpion Red. And then one last one I want to show you on the shelf. It's the other Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea Red. Like I said before, you know, I only got 2 out of those 6 seeds to sprout, but look at the quality of the plant this thing is giving me. That is fabulous. These leaves are starting to shade out other pepper plants on the shelf, so I got to rearrange things. But wow, look at that. So pleased with how well this plant is doing. Again, we've got some of the extra wrinkle and crinkle going on with the leaves at the top of this. Not quite as bad on this one as it is on a couple of the other plants, but yeah, I would really like to know what causes that and or how to beat that down. Beautiful looking plant. I guess our final pepper here is going to be one of the 2 super chilies that sprouted for me. Look at those little flowers, or little buds I should say. My camera doesn't like to focus on this. It doesn't have a macro setting, so sorry about that, but can clearly see this little guy's budding up. So grow, puppy, grow. Super chilies can be incredibly productive plants, and they're a nice little chili pepper, so yay! This will probably be the first one I get to harvest from the indoor Bear's Den garden here. I don't mind. They powder nice, they taste great, they fry up fantastic. Go super chili! They're a super chili. And on that note, cheesy pun that it is, I'm probably going to wrap up this particular little Bear's Den update. Thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, I've got all those questions. If you've got answers, throw them in the comments, please. I got some desperation going on here. And yeah, if you've got some suggestions as to super hots or stupid hots or just really cool looking peppers that you think I should grow, throw those in the comments below. And if you've got a favorite seed ordering site for your peppers, throw that in the comment below. And like I said, make the link, throw it in there. I'll rescue it from spam. And that way we can all benefit from each other's experiences and knowledge and stuff. One thing about that though is even if you've had really bad experiences with a site, please don't be bad-mouthing any of the sites in my comments down below. Private messages, if somebody says they're gonna, hey, I'm gonna order from this site and that really worries you, send them a private message. Please don't bash them down in the comments below, because maybe just the person had a bad experience, right? So yeah, with much love and no further ado, I'm going to say goodbye, everybody. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of the week. I will be appearing on the other channels between now and the weekend. Got some apples to harvest, so probably some apple tarts and stuff like that. Still haven't posted my beet video from the pickling beets, so that'll be on the kitchen thing soon. I'm going to edit that today. And yeah, well, always so much going on here, but I try and keep you guys updated about the things that seem relevant or interesting or, just curious. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to let you go. Have a fantastic day, everybody.